Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and it's 4 o'clock, and welcome to my added Friday Fourth World segment, which is the Q&A program. And earlier this week, I sent out a request for questions concerning loneliness, and I believe loneliness is a big factor in America, especially in women's lives. You know, I went away younger and I have come out older, and I've talked to many women and have relationships have devastated their lives. Again, I like to repeat the devastation by in relationships where there's makes no sense, but they stay there, especially unwarranted marriages and drinking comes into the picture, drugs, and even incarceration and death. So I want to share with you some of the questions. Let's get to the questions. One is from a longtime friend of mine, Diane. And Diane asked, he says, why is it that one person, only one person, can fulfill that loneliness and so many others you meet through life do not? Well, the answer is simple, Diane, and that's love. You know, love is it's a strange sense. It's a strange, it's a feeling, and you know, it doesn't come to all. But when true love comes to someone, you know it. But that doesn't mean you're going to make it to the end of the rainbow with that true love. You know, it's just, you know, life has its turns and its twists. And what I suggest in reference to true love, enjoy it. Enjoy it at that moment. Whether that moment be an hour, a day, a week, just enjoy it and cherish it, because that's all you can do, because again, no matter what, we are all in passing. Okay, let's, she's name's Chrissy. I believe Chrissy's a very attractive girl from Jersey. George, as you know, I'm Rob's friend. Rob is my nephew, Robert. I'm curious to know what helped you to pull yourself out of your loneliness when you had long days and nights. How did you keep your head clear and keep your mind on the good things as poetry? Well, in prison, in loneliness, basically, it's right by your side. You know, you sleep with it, you sit with it, you walk with it. It's just there, because prison, Christy, is an unnatural. It's an unnatural life. You put men in prison without women, and you put women in prison without men, because we're the only country that warehouses men and women for so very long, and unnatural life. So loneliness basically becomes a part of you. It actually grows on you. You can't see it, but it's a part of you. For me, through my loneliness and broken heart, I had some tragedies while I was in the cell. I basically, like a carpenter, I started small with little things, little writings, and then I built it, where I had my mansion of words and basically became a poet. And there's a phrase that I say, it's original, that I was loyal to my nightmare of my own choice. So, you know, loneliness is a big factor in prison, especially for women, because when you turn in that bunk at night, you know, your nose is very close to that wall. And that's the only thing that's going to comfort you. Severe loneliness, and you have to know how to address it. Okay, this is her. She goes by the nickname Artful, very attractive woman, artist, a very long friend of mine in Philadelphia, which I will be seeing real soon to do some creative stuff. How did you find the inner strength to deal with your situation in jail with the other issues outside? Well, basically, that's sort of like Chrissy's question. Well, yeah, you cannot do, like I said, she goes by the name Artful. You cannot deal with things that you have no control of, and your hurt and your loneliness. You know, you have to deal with it as a man. I dealt with it as an extreme man, because I'm not one of them guys that see woman staff or woman guard and go up there and be googly-eyed and say stupid things. No, it never happened in my 32 years tenure within the force world. So, you know, you have to understand, you have to actually push the outside world away. It doesn't belong to you anymore, and you have to courtier yourself into the culture that you live, which is a gray culture. Okay, my buddy Tony's always been faithful. Tony Chu out in Vegas. He says, oftentimes prisoners who have been away for a long time as you tend to have a hard time adjusting back to society with friends and family. Well, how true? How true? Basically, Tony, they took so much from me that I am basically, I am on a track. I move on. I refuse to look back. I'll look to the left and right. And through my track, now in the free life, naturally I'm meeting some nice women, but I make them understand. I will be, you will be part of my life, but you won't be my life because I must move on. I cannot stay and I cannot build no house, the white picket fence. I wish I could, but they tore so much from me inside. Again, I pose myself as a gentleman, but I stay the course and I move on and I address all of my life, but tomorrows are mine. Tomorrows are mine. They belong to no one. Okay. Okay, here's another question from Anita. Anita's an old friend of mine, Anita Linda Vasella. We were very young and we used to play spin the bottle, and she was cute and pretty then and she's cute and pretty now. And she says, George, from your personal experience, would you say loneliness is an inner conflict that rises to the surface and can be viewed as a crisis that can be shifted into creative outlets? Well, that's a very, very profound question, Anita, and I appreciate that. Yes, because all my creativeness, so many words. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at a man who wrote freehand with a pencil, 32 plus years, over 2 million words. Multitude of novels, screenplays, plays, short stories, poems, curriculum for classroom settings. I mean, I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote. And basically when I did my personal creative work, books, novels, and screenplays and poems, the loneliness basically was even though I wrote with a pen or a pencil, the loneliness was the ink. The loneliness was the lead that kept me going. Did I want that? Did I want that depth of loneliness to come out creative? Of course not. Of course not. It evolved through suffering. Evolved through immense suffering. And it left me with a stigmatization, ladies and gentlemen, because, I meet a lot of women right now, and especially if a woman tells me that she had some suffering and she's been incarcerated, they really get my attention. So, suffering has been a part of my life, and anyone out there that has suffered, I'm your friend, and I'll be there to console you and speak with you and hang out with you. I love to hang out with people that have been through some tough times. And, questions are endless and can go on and on and on. But, again, I'm in a transition state. I should be heading up to the Northeast to do some public speaking and creative stuff. Then after that, hopefully out west. And, I want to maybe do some blog radio on loneliness because it's a hard topic, but I think people should speak about it. You should understand it because, it's in everyone's lives. It's in everyone's lives. And some might not show it. Some hold it in better than others. But loneliness has to be addressed. And maybe some unfortunate people have to ride with it for a very, very long time. Because, and what I don't understand, ladies and gentlemen, please don't commit yourself to some false relationship. If it's not there, if you don't feel it, don't commit yourself to it. Because there's nothing more joyful than having the right kind of love in your life. And hopefully you all have it. For me, again, I'm the guy, that guy that rides out into the sunset, be there for you, my poetry and stories, etc. Other than that, that's a nice segment, and I enjoy these YouTube. This stuff wasn't invented when I went away. Even cell phones weren't invented when I went away, but trying to do the best I can to capture what I have lost. Thank you. and good day.